When you submit your life to Christ, then you're saying that, what, everything about me, within me, is all about him. And so now my conversation needs to glorify him. My marriage needs to glorify him. Where I work and what I do needs to glorify. So in other words, there's nothing that's off limits to God. And sometimes we compartmentalize and we say, well, this over here is really my thing.
Right.
But God wants to get glory in all things. He said, whether in word or deed, whatever you do, do it all unto the glory of God. You want God to get the glory from it.
Actions, deeds, behavior, all glorifying God.
All glorifying God. And is that easy? Absolutely not. Oh my goodness,
You
it
have
takes
to train
work.
yourself.
Yeah, it takes discipline. Remember, that's one of the fruit of the Spirit.
Discipline.
Self-control. It takes a lot of self-control. It takes a lot of love. It takes a lot of patience. So when you break down the fruits of the Spirit, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, which means that it's going to take a little time. You can't become impatient. This is not, you're not going to build a godly marriage overnight. You may start out like, man, we were at the altar and it was beautiful. It was picturesque. And man, somebody sang and, it felt like heaven opened up and just the doves were flying. And then reality comes, a week later, 2 weeks later, after the honeymoon season.
Anything that you build that has a value is going to take time.
Right.
It's going to take time.
And it's going to take work.
Think about building a house, laying the foundation. What is the foundation? And then how do you build on that foundation? What do you build on that foundation? And
when you think about building a house, if you're paying to have a house built, you don't want to use shoddy material. You really want the best. You're like, you know what? This is my house.
You want it to be stable. You want it to be steady.
Absolutely. And you want it to last. You don't want to be, a year in talking about, well, there's a crack. Well, a year in, this is broke. That's broke. And we know it happens. But God wants you to be the architect to say, you know what? We're going to go in and fix this. We're going to go ahead and rebuild this. And so we're going to need the tools necessary to help us be able to facilitate that. So again, do all things as unto the glory of God. Oneness. One of the things that, we talk about is oneness in marriage, the two becoming one. There were times that, people would say, man, your wife, y'all look alike. Are y'all brother and sister? And we'd be like, no, but y'all sound alike. We would finish each other's sentences. And I just believe it's because God was helping us to become one.